What's going on, my good people? It's your boy Tutan Reyes in the building, co-host of the Behind the Mask podcast. This week, we have Tennessee Titans outstanding outside linebacker Bud Dupree joining the show. Remember, share, subscribe, and follow us on social media at the BTM podcast. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you know when we have new guests on the show. And remember, on the Behind the Mask podcast, there's only one rule. There are no rules. Let's get it.
Let's go behind the mask.
Welcome back to another dope episode. Yep, haven't even shot it yet, but that's how I feel because I know what's about to happen. Of the Behind the Mask podcast, I am your host, Takeo Spikes, joined alongside virtually. Let me go pull in my player partner. Where you at, homie?
What's good? It's your favorite plus-size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building. Spikes, what's good, my G?
Man, everything is good right now. You know, it's this time of the year, season 3. We got another episode dropping. And what makes this one so good during this time of the year is free agent frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had to go and pull up one of our partners, man. Like, the whole goal of the game before you leave and get out is to get the bag and to make sure you're competing for a championship ring. And I think we got one of our dogs on today who I think he'll be able to get it to. What you think?
Hey, most definitely, man. Stellar player. I don't know if I could have blocked him during my day, but ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bud Dupree.
Appreciate y'all for having me on.
Oh, man, all good, bud. Man, how you doing, bro? I see you out there in that good sunshine. I know you're getting that rehab going on. How you doing, my boy?
Most definitely. I'm good. Out here in Arizona, the good weather. Try to escape from the cold for a little while.
Oh, I feel you, man. And you obviously you started your career off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I remember coming into that division playing with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I remember they used to play this song, and it was Renegade. And I was like, you know, you hear the intro, and I'm like, I like this shit right here what's going on. So, bro, like, talk about what it was like hearing that song, the mentality. I hear you talk about it all the time. And just the history, the tradition of what it means to be that Pittsburgh Steeler, or what it used to mean to be that Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, first off, we're going to say it used to mean, but you know how it always is, man. Once a Steeler, always a Steeler. They do a great job of bringing people back who played there. And, Renegade, man, is a song not only for the team, but for the city. It's a song that really means a lot to the people in that city. And it hypes them up at games. You know, it's a sign of that you want to cause harm to another person while you're in the stadium. And when you know you hear that song, man, it's crunch time and it's go time. It's the last stretch, man. So they usually play it in the fourth quarter, right when things are starting to turn that corner, and you need to seal the deal. So it's a great way to bring the fans together and just bring the city out.
You spent the first 5 years of your career there, you know, did your thing on the field. Everybody knows what Bud Dupree is made of. And recently you had an emotional kind of tribute to the Steelers fans, to Coach Tomlin, to your former teammates. Were there any lessons or things that you learned in Pittsburgh that you're going to bring with you now when you're going on to the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, man, just how to overcome adversity, you know, on a major platform. You know, we went through a lot of different things with my time up there, and we still find a way to get over the hump with injuries, with losing players, with coaches, coaches' death. But we had a lot of stuff going on up there during my time, and we all had this camaraderie to bond together and just overcome adversity as a unit.
Bro, you look at from the day that you came in and now all the way coming up into this past season, 2020. And when you look at it, bro, it was so much uncertainty. And you started off and you were starting to have a career year with your numbers. Played 11 games. You guys were 11-0. Everybody thought that you was going to, as a team-wise, meet the Miami Dolphins as being the only undefeated team. You sustained a knee injury, tore your ACL. You guys went 1-4. Looking at that now, you didn't finish the season, going through rehab, and you talked about a lot of people doubted you, even from a young jit when you was coming up. I think about you going to Kentucky, and I was like, who in the hell is this dude wrecking havoc? And one of my homeboys say, hey, that's the same dude down South Georgia, boy, straight out of GA. He out there wrecking shop. So going through so much adversity, but when you look at it now, you're going through your rehab. What has your mentality been like now, understanding and knowing, yeah, if you signed and went with the Titans, got the $82 million. So what's that mentality like now, obviously, that you're going through the rehab?
Man, my mentality now is always more. So that's how I'm always looking at this take upon, myself. And, ever since I was young, like you said, ever since I was young, people never really thought I was going to be at the next level. People never really going to be, they never thought it could happen. Like, stuff just didn't add up. And once I set goals in myself, like my first goal I set coming up was to go D1. Once I started getting my first D1 offers, I had to set a new goal. Then I set a new goal to now I'm trying to be all SEC in the SEC conference. Then I set a new goal. Now I need to go to the league. I need to go for a round. So I always try to set goals to myself to push myself, even if I'm not even publicly with it. I always, to myself, I know what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to get in life. Then I keep trying to build upon that in between those phases. And then so just getting an injury like this, a devastating ACL injury, man, which I know I was gonna have my best year coming into free agency, which is the main reason we all play football, is to be able to get to that next contract to set your family up for life.
Facts.
And seeing when as soon as the play happened, I knew that I had tore my ACL. I just never felt any type of injury or movement in my knee like that. And then when I stood up and I really couldn't walk on it like I know I always did, I knew I had tore it. So then a lot of stuff started flashing before my eyes. Like, will I even get picked up in free agent because of my ACL? Will people think I'm not going to be able to come back? But we were 10-0. My teammates, I'm finna let them down. I'm not going to be able to go to the Pro Bowl. I'm not going to be able to go to the Super Bowl. A lot of stuff that happened that I already had set goals for at the beginning of the year was cut short. Like, I wanted to get 15 sacks. I wanted to get 15 sacks. I couldn't do that. That was cut short. So a lot of personal goals and also like unit goals was cut short at that particular moment. And man, it took me like a day or two, and I really just shot back and said, man, people, it's still going on worse in the world that people are going through. ACL injuries are easier to come back from now, with the medicine that we have and the rehab that we have. And I said, man, if I got to spend $1 million on rehab to get back to where I want to be, I'll do it just to make sure I'm proving the point when I come back. When I come back, then I'm going to be faster and better than I was before I got hurt. It ain't going to be no slack. Then people think because you get paid, you're going to calm down. That ain't going to do that because I'm not only looking out for me, I'm looking out for my family. I got a whole family to feed, not just me. Like, my goal was to be able to set myself up to go back and to set my family up for them to be successful. Not just giving them money, but to put them in opportunities and situations that they can create generational wealth for their family, which is also my family too.
You have those injuries, they're part of the game, but you kind of rely on your support system, your family, and you got a wife and kids, but you're always rehabbing in Arizona. So how do you find that motivation to keep going day in and day out when you don't have that support system that's right around you to go through this rehab to get better from such a devastating injury, man? Yeah, so my main thing is I feel with separation comes elevation. And at this point in my life, coming off a contract, going into a new team, coming out free agency, going into a new team, I need to be as focused as I can and focus on my rehab as a whole. And I feel like I'm always in Georgia all the time. I feel like I had got to look. I ain't want to get too comfortable down there while I'm going through this type of injury because this is a real important injury to make sure I'm focusing on my rehab.
So I said I would go to AZ to get away from everybody, to really focus, to talk to my family every day on the phone. I go home every 2 weeks to make sure I see them every 2 weeks. But I want to be at a facility and a situation where I'm with other guys who are going through the same type of problems, ACL injuries and coming back. So I always keep progress on myself, comparing it against them. And then just having everything up under one roof where I don't got to go looking for extra things that I need for my rehab. It's all in one spot. So it makes my day that much easier. I can stay in there as long as I want to and just dedicate that time in my mind to my knee.
You talked about creating that mindset to where, you know what, everything else really don't matter. And because it don't matter, you're always going to have the naysayers. You was fortunate enough to still be able, with your body of work in a short period of time, you went out and got the bag. And Mike Vrabel, the head coach for the Titans, he wasn't worried about whether or not if you're going to come back 100%. And I know that meant the world to you, but you still got people who put in the pen to paper, still writing, well, we don't even know if he'll be ready for training camp. My question to you is, what is the verbiage that you want to let everybody know that Bud Dupree will be back?
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back better. I'm fine-tuning details. I'm working on small muscles now in my body. My body already looking better than it was before I got my injury.
So you ready to take your shirt off and everything now, huh?
I'm ready to take my shirt off and now I'll come into the summertime. So I gotta work on my neck. I gotta work on my neck and get a little more like Takeo.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I'm feeling the top flight. And as soon as I'm cleared to run out of the way, man, and that'll be May, I'm gonna be full speed on the field, ready to go, taking my training to a whole nother level, because I feel like right now my main concern is I don't like for people to outwork me. That's what I don't like to do. And that's how all athletes are. We all feel the same way. We don't want the next person to be trying to outwork us. So that's my main thing on my mind right now. Like, while I'm doing rehab, I'm trying to rehab super hard, do as much rehab as I can to compensate for those other guys on the field doing pass rush moves already. They already running sprints. So they trying to get ready. They getting ready for summer camp. So that's why I take my rehab very serious and try to take it to that next level. So I'm trying to compensate for that time being missed. But then as soon as I'm back, I'm taking it to warp speed. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna work smart, and we're gonna just get back to how we were and better than that.
Man, you know what? The funny thing being on the other side of the game, like Takeo and myself, people always ask us, what do we miss about the game, right? So a few things, obviously the locker room, you still got that going. Securing the bag, that payday, you still got that going.
You don't never miss that on Tuesday.
Never word, man. But then, chasing that championship, that's another thing, chasing that championship. And you are on record saying wherever you go, you want to go to a winning team. So what is it about the Tennessee Titans, aside from just their record, what in the fiber of that team lets you know that you made the right decision in picking them as a winning team that you're going to?
Cause, man, I just look at it like we playing them. They always right there on the door knocking. They knock on the door every year. They knocking on the door trying to make it to the championship. Every year for the last 3-4 years, they've been knocking on the door. And I know they need those small tune pieces, and I feel like I can be one of those pieces that comes in and help them out tremendously right away. And also, they got Derrick Henry on offense, man. People do not want to tackle no more in the NFL. And I'm telling you, and I know this for a fact. People do not want to tackle no more in the NFL, man. Now that I'm on his side of the ball, I'm on his team, and I can bring that same mentality I had in Pittsburgh to our defense in Tennessee. Man, they already been doing good without me. If I come in and I'm helping them get 20%, 25% better, and now we can pull up and it's 100, and now we got 100%, man, I feel like we can be special. And we keep that tough mentality like they have. They keep that grind and pound mentality on the offensive side of the ball. And when things open, Derrick Henry makes the field. Everybody in the box, they throw the play action passes. They spray them people out because they still thinking Derrick Henry gonna run the ball, and they still tight in the box, and they throw the out routes. And AJ Brown taking it 60 yards to the crib off a slant. Man, it's a lovely situation, man. And you know, I'm just excited they took a chance with me and ready to be a part of that and ready to be a part of that rolling train.
You want to be on the other side of that stiff arm, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's good to be on the side of them now, you know.
Hey, Dog, I want to ask you this though. Like when you see Derrick Henry be throwing that stiff arm out there, in particular, I think about Josh Norman. Like, bro, no. like what was the verbiage like inside of the locker room when y'all saw that on that night or coming back in the next day, bro?
No, we seen it. You know how we do it. We watched it on Monday. After the game, we're preparing for the new team, a little pre-trial who they is. But everybody really get to see it on Wednesday when you're doing the install for the week. So the first play Coach Tomlin put on the board is Derrick Henry throwing this man to the ground.
No, he did, man. He didn't do that.
Every time he's showing plays of guys of him, of Derrick Henry running to guys, people really open. You know how they open the door? They really opening the door, sitting in the chair trying to tackle the man's leg. Like, it's grown men in the NFL who do not want to hit people. I'm telling you, grown men still running around with millions of dollars who don't want to tackle, don't want to put their face on nobody. But let me tell you, well, they ain't my teammates no more. But when I was on the team with them, man, we weren't playing none of that. We ain't really care what it was. We ain't finna go out like we saw. That's our number one thing. We do not want to be looking like we saw on that field. You do not want to look like that. So that's what we try to make sure we did. And that's the mentality I got all the time. Like, and even with the Titans, the people on their defense, man, they got great players already. It's already great people on their team. Man, we come in with a different mentality, man. It's over. They got to take it to the next level. It's a fun group of guys. Like I said, they already winning games. So that's why I just feel like that team is good for me.
Bro, you talked about that lead dog approach. And one thing a lot of people don't know about you, a lot of people know you love dogs, but you have a deep infatuation with pit bulls, in particular with the bully breed. So with this lead dog mentality, man, you say you want to make sure you bring that vibe to the Tennessee Titans defense. What does that lead dog approach, what does it look like when we turn on that tape, bro?
Man, you know, a lead dog approach, man, it's just always getting everybody on the same page. That's how I feel like being a lead dog is, man. You got to make sure everybody is a lead dog, everybody on the same page. Like, when we was on the, like when you get older guys on the team, like the OGs, the real OGs who've been around for a while, that's how you kind of get the experience, what it is to be an actual leader and in the front runner of your defense. Like we had guys when I came in, like Will Gay, James Harrison, Steve McClendon was on the team. You know, Lawrence Timmons, Ike Taylor. You know, those. Yeah, Joey Porter was our coach.
Yeah, he was your coach, but just OG in the game.
So those type of people around you already, man. They show you how it's done. You like, dang, you. It's not about what I say all the time. It's not about what I say, what kind of speech I make. Like, if you can say 3 words and everybody on the team respect you, they're gonna go out and play their hardest because of those 3 words you said. As long as you say that, you gotta say the right things. Say the right things, and also you gotta be out there playing with your hair on fire. Like you gotta follow. They want to follow you. They want to see you make a play so that everybody can get behind you and make a play too. And you get everybody on the team to want to be dogs and want to be killers, man, that's when you the lead dog. When everybody want to be a killer because you want everybody to be a killer.
But you got your kennel too, right? Talk about your kennel with your breeding pitbulls.
Yeah, definitely. So, man, I got a dog kennel. I've been having dogs since I was 4 years old, man. I always had a dog. I always had a pit bull since I was 4 years old. Man, it's the fun thing about those dogs for me is it's the energy with it. Then I'm a country boy too, so I go hunting a little bit, take the dogs hunt with me sometime, and it's just fun. It's just fun to do. Like, yeah, my family always loved dogs. My kids love dogs. Like the type of breed I have is American Bully anyway. Right now, you can have them around kids. Like my son was 6 months when I first put him around the dog. My son was 6 months. I'm telling you, me and one of my dogs play super rough. As soon as they get around those kids, man, they act like a totally different dog. They put their head down. They act scared. They act nervous. They don't want to touch them too rough. But when I play with them, they want to act rough, jump all on my chest. So they just super smart, and they automatically know, like, they automatically got switches. I'm like, all right, I got to play with this. I got to play with him, this baby, a certain way. I got to play with my daddy a certain way. And I just got to play with my girl a certain way. They know the different vibes, the different people that comes around. And that's what I like about them the most. And then another thing, too, they never come out the same color. So you never know what type of puppy you're going to have.
Wow.
No matter what the parents look like, you never know. Yeah. Different patches is never going to have the same markings. None of that. It's always going to be something about them different.
So is it any other dogs other than Pitbulls or just all?
Yeah, just all Pitbull. That's all I got. American Bull.
I got a baby Pitbull. Well, my daughter really does. It's actually a Yorkie, and her name is Princess, but that's neither here nor there. But
you too big.
But she bark loud though.
Yeah, she bark loud. I gotta put her outside when we doing the broadcast. So you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Hey, bro. So you playing for, we talked about Pittsburgh, but really the highlight and the emphasis is when you look at it is really Tennessee. And you look at the new defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, Mike Vrabel. I played against Mike several years, went to the Pro Bowl together, chopped it up. And when you look at the mentality and just playing in a different city, it's a different scheme. They run a 3-4. Pittsburgh runs a 3-4 as well. Have you had an opportunity to really look at it and see, okay, is this really going to change my responsibility? Or do they do a lot of some of the same similar things that you did in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it's a lot of similar things that we did. We already kind of talked about the playbook. But I'll be more versatile in their defense. Of course, I'll be able to play both left and right. That's something I feel like I can benefit off of, just being able to be on my good side, which is I feel like I like going to some left tackle is my number one side. But I also like to go to the other side as well against the right tackle. And being able to have that, that freedom I think will benefit me in the long run.
And you're talking about defensive players flying around with their hair on fire, right? And I think the Tennessee Titans now, and one person that we had on the Behind the Mask podcast, we had Javon Curse on it, the freak. You know what I mean? So when you think of all the greats that have come through the NFL that flew around with their hair on fire, give us your top 5 pass rushers of all time.
I'm gonna name. So what I'm gonna do is for my top 5 pass rushers of all time, I'm gonna name guys who I only seen film on, because obviously I didn't really see the older guys play, but I watched a lot of their film. And I'm gonna name some guys from now who I've actually seen play, like from college and from playing in the NFL. Number 1, I'm gonna go John Randall. I'm gonna go with him.
Can't go wrong.
I'm gonna go a big boy. I'm gonna go nose. I'm gonna go Sap.
Sure.
Okay.
For sure.
2 Hall of Famers.
I'm gonna go Julia Peppers.
Okay.
Another soon to be Hall of Famer.
No, for sure. And I'm gonna go to the new. I'm just gonna get 2 from my era. I'm gonna get JJ. Then I'm gonna get Chandler.
Sure. Chandler Jones, his name always comes up, but I mean, we feel like he's underrated. You know what I mean? And I don't know why, but literally everybody that we've had on the defensive side of the ball, when we talk about pass rushes, they always say Chandler Jones.
Yeah, definitely. And then you got other guys who of my generation too, like Aaron Donald, but they too close to me. Like we like in the same. Like, I feel like Chandler been a little older. Vaughn, you can't. So with those type dudes, man, they gonna be. When we got a lead, then people gonna be able to say it. They gonna be in the same category. But like, I feel like JJ is on the end of that spectrum right before, and Chandler like on the same vibe, like right before the greats now, which is Vaughn, Aaron Donald, those older guys of that nation. And then you got the other tier of people. You got I'm trying to think of that middle. Then you got
inside or outside.
So I like to pick. I pick inside guys a lot of times because it's so hard to get sacks from a 3 technique. And if you get a lot of sacks from 3 technique, I feel like you kind of like me personally. I feel like that's it. That counts more than the outside guy.
Because the outside guys are 1-on-1.
So yeah, because on the outside, like we expected to get double digits. That's what we expect. If you're a 3 technique and you getting double digits consistently, that's like, dang, like you winning with double teams all the time.
Yeah, so it's more of the expectation is what you're just saying. Like on the outside, people expect for you to have double digits, right?
Yeah, so when you getting double digits, you balling. Like you getting double digits, you balling. So, but a 3 technique can have 8 sacks 2 years in a row. You see what I'm saying? And that's elite. But like an outside guy can have 7 to 6 sacks a year, and they're like, okay, mediocre. That's just how they look at us.
Yeah.
So we got to get 10 plus to be in the top category.
To be in the elite level. And
to be in the elite level.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I even heard somebody ask you, like, well, what are you thinking about you're going to do this year? And you was like, I'm not going to put a limit or a number on my success. The reason why, because I just want to make the plays I'm supposed to make. And if you do that, you say if you do that, I'll be totally fine. So, I'm going to add a little hot sauce onto it. The Titan Nation right there in Nashville, one of the craziest stadiums I've ever played in. But they want to know what should they expect out of Bud Dupree when he put that Titans uniform on. We gave him a little snippet. We told him we don't see the American fully. But what's happening, man? What they gonna expect to see?
Man, they're gonna see a whole new revamped Bud Dupree. It's gonna be a put together Bud Dupree run and pass. I'm coming to play the run. I'm coming to play the pass. Get up the passer, tackle the running back, make splash plays. Like I believe in getting the ball back to the offense as quick as we can, man. And the number one thing, man, tough and having fun. I'm gonna be on the field playing my hardest, but also having the fun. Playing the toughest I can. Sacks is the number one thing, man. We want to get sacks, and as an outside backer, man, that's what we got to do. So we got to come in and make some splash plays for the offense, and get the ball rolling. And I'm excited. I'm ready to go down there and make something happen. I'm really ready. I'm really ready to go to training camp. I ain't gonna lie, just to get back to it, man. And with a new team, man, and get everybody together, man. That's fun for me. It'll be fun. I'm ready to learn from the organization, the group. Now just be down there, man, and take this team to another level, man. Because right now, like I said, they knocking on the door every year, man. They've been doing a great job this whole time, and man, I'm excited to get on this train, get the ball rolling, and bring what I offer to the team, and help as much as I can.
You know what I respect, bro? You said you're ready for training camp. We dreaded going back to training camp. We just wanted to get straight to week 1. You said you're ready for training camp, so I know for a fact the Titans got something special in you, bro. So we wishing you the best this season and for the future, for sure.
Man, appreciate that.
Hey, bro, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this, because we all aspire to get that bag, and then we be like, you know what? What's the first thing you're gonna do when you really get the bag? So, what trips have you taken? What you got coming up, man? What's one thing that you're gonna get that you say, you know what? Now I got it. I'm about to go and cop that joint.
Man, you know what? I was fortunate enough to be first round, get the franchise tag, got a 50 option. So I got pretty much a lot of stuff that I already wanted. I kind of already got it. But my goal was to open businesses up. Like on my second contract, I wanted to have an investment account where I get my money. And all the ideas that I had from my heart, from like my entrepreneurship heart that makes sense and a smart investment, I wanted to do that. So like now I'm getting into doing that. And I want to fly private a lot. Like I like to fly. I think that's some boss shit. My bad. I think that's like boss to get on the PJ and just go somewhere like on a quick trip. I feel like that's fun.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what Spikes do. We go on vacation. I'm like, all right, Spikes, which flight you on? I'm on Delta, this, that. Spikes, all right, yeah, I'll meet you there. He fly private, so yo, you got it. You're doing the right thing.
No, bro, man. Hey, man. Hey, we appreciate the time, man. Wishing you a lot of luck, much success. Sure. And to be honest with you, somebody always told me, like, luck is when preparation meets the opportunity. You're preparing at AZ right now. The opportunity will be coming up soon in training camp, my dog. So we'll reach back out to you, check in with you, folks.
All right, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. Appreciate that.
Right on.